Yo, what up guys, Beside here. I want to take a look at all the changes that version 7.60 is bringing to Raid Shadow Legends because I'm not caught up on all of them, including the new permanent fusion and every other thing that is happening in the game. So, but first off, I have to give you this quick information that is coming up. You should know there's a 10x coming up on Friday. For which champions? 10x is usually a scam, so I'm not going to dwell on that. We'll move on to the next one. The first thing is that Trogon, the co-join, that's from Void Shards. If you're pulling your shards on that Friday, you'll be getting this champion the 13th, Friday the 13th. So that's 10x for Trogon, the co-join. Elva Autumnborn, that's an amazing champion, available from Ancient Shards, Sacred Shards, or even Primal Shards on that October the 13th. And Badel Kazar also under Priest Brogni, that's the 4 legendaries. As for the epics, that's Skytouch Shaman, Ugo, Trombo, and Doom Priest. That's a 10x that is coming up Friday. Probably gonna run all weekend, I think so. But that's the 10x. I wonder which other event is gonna be paired with it. And then some players will also want to keep their energy and savor your energy for 3 times chance of getting speed artifact from the dragon on the 20th of October. That's next week Friday. So start saving all your energy pots till that time to go crazy on that dragon and get 3 times X speed, 3x speed. Also on the 16th, which is earlier, it's going to be October the 16th, which is on the Monday, 3 times chance of getting Savage set from the Fire Knight. So that's October 16th for Savage, October 20th for 3x speed. And then for one that a lot of people might be even ignore, on the October 13th, which is also this Friday, 3x speed of dropping Reflex. So that's the main event. That's what is coming up. And I just wanted to share that news before we go into this big 7.60 changes. And the biggest one, without wasting time, is this free permanent legendary fusion that you can obtain by fusing some other epics, rares, and legendaries this time around. So a lot of people are asking questions about this champion. Will she be worth it? And from what I've seen, it seems like your normal regular support champion, and that metamorphs into somebody that even does more supports. We're not going to go crazy into her skills. You have to read it by yourself or check out her hits and other people who have done content about her in the test server to see whether she's going to be worth your time or not. But for me, it's an opportunity for most players to get their first mythical champion for free because there is a lot you have to get her. But the question that is most asked right now, is she going to be better than this and Kira the Watcher? Is she going to be better than this Tattoo? That's what people are saying. And from all the comments I'm seeing, I do not own Tattoo. I do not own Kira the Watcher. So I can't tell you whether they are way crazy good or not. But from what I'm seeing from the community feedback about these 2 legendary champions, they are mid. They are mid. So they didn't give us like use a crazy legendary champion that we actually need to fuse this one, which is good. They gave us 2 legendary champions which are sort of new that a lot of people do not own. That's the idea about this. Don't give them a legendary that people own, and don't give them epics that a lot of people own. So they used champions that we don't have a lot of from their start. They can tell how many percentage of the player base has these 2 champions. So that's why I think they did it this way. So it will take us some time to get this champion, or we'll still have to work hard for it to eventually get this what's her name, Lady Mikage. that's how you say it. So that's the idea about it. So a lot of people, if anybody has this one, let me know in the comments if you have these 2 legendary champions ready to go and you're just working on the epics. So will there be what better? I don't think so. Go over their skills. You can decide whether Kira is better than the lady or something like that. So but for me, I think just for the sake of getting my first mythical legendary champion, I'm gonna sacrifice both of them when I get them. And I know what you're thinking. What if I fuse one again and fuse another one and fuse? You can only fuse one of all these champions, not just the legendaries, even the epics. If you fuse one epic, just one, this entire place will disappear, just like this and Relic Keeper places has disappeared, right? So this is what you expect. Once you fuse one, don't expect to be able to get the epics again and fuse another copy. No, you cannot. You can only fuse one and it will disappear. I know it's sort of different from the Razin fusion where you can fuse this champion again, fuse duplicate copies of one champion. It's totally different than that. This one is, they don't want people to abuse this thing for champion chase, because if they make it permanent where you can fuse duplicate copies of this legendary, a lot of people will get like 4 or 5 copies and get a lot of crazy champion chase points by saving all these 8 epics that is required to get them. That's why they made it not able to be saved, and that same thing applies for these epics. I don't know why. So I already have only 1 copy of this champion. Well, 2 copies. I was using him for faction guardian because of this new faction that just came out. I've not yet maxed out the faction, so I was using him for that purpose. I took him to 60 with the hope of building him out, doing a champion guide about him, see even his ascension is maxed. So I guess I could use this one even at level 60. Yes, you can use a level 60 champion, even if it requires a level 50 champion. If you max the champion above the required level, you can also use that champion to still fuse this lady. And now for the voids, I have been using all these voids, Amaranthines, the skeleton. I'll be using Centurion. Whenever we get pull voids and we get them, we just use them as food during champion training. So again, Raid checked what void rares do people not save based on their metrics and their stats. They saw that nobody saves this champion. Nobody has copies of this dude in their vault sitting there. So they just brought this one out. So we'll have to take some time, wait maybe till the next 2 voids to begin to save Centurion, to begin to save Vanguard. So I guess it told them what they needed to do. So why did I save this one though? Is because for some reason I used that as faction guardians for a particular faction. I don't know why. I'm using rares at faction. I think it was when I was trying to beat Doom Tower secret rooms and I was trying to get this champion some stats, HP 10%, accuracy, resistance. I guess that's why. So that saved me. I guess now I have 1 copy of her for the fusion eventually. So that's why I have a copy of her. But no, usually most people have used all their copies of this rare. So it's time to start saving these 4 rares. Save these other 4 rares, Strongo, Lombara, and also who else again? Who is this? A lot of people don't have this, but I have 1 copy of him. I don't even need it because I already have this. So good luck to all of you. As for the epics, I already have this champion because I heard she's good somewhere in, what do you call that thing now? That boomer. I heard she's solo bomb champion and all that. I also have this one as 6-star already, hoping to build and do a champion guide, but he's gonna be used for some other reason, I guess, to get this epic this legendary champion. And I've used this champion a lot as food. And Dahlia, I always see her and use her as food immediately because it's magic affinity, 4-star, use her as 4-star food during champion training. I guess we'll have to keep her. I have 1 of this and none of these other epics. I've used all of, even today I used an Ashma as food before this whole thing launched. So anyways, so that's the biggest thing that is happening right now. Whether it takes you a month, 2 months, whether it takes you 6 months to eventually get all these champions, yes, it will take a while to get it. You're not expected to get it immediately, except those spenders who start going to pull shards right now to get all these rares. Is crazy. But only 2x events will be looking forward to getting these rares and epics, and then see if we can eventually get this champion. Even if we don't have legendary skill tome to put on any of our skills, it's like a flex or something to say, finally I had my first mythical champion that was promised to us to be obtained for free, and I guess this is the way they're gonna give it to us. So we appreciate it. It's gonna be worth it for you. It depends on where you are at the game. I just want her to own and flex. I just want her for flex. It's not like she's gonna change my game. But for newer players who are coming in who don't have anything, I guess this is the way to go about getting Ryzen and get this champion at the same time as you're saving epics and rares for that. So that's the information you need to know about this fusion. Take your time, don't rush. You eventually get that. The fusion is not going anywhere. There's no time. It's permanent fusion. It will always be there. Even for newer players, they can participate in it and get her eventually. All right, now for some other changes that are coming up with this 7.60 that you should probably be aware of. The first one we see right here, if you go over to the clan, you see a new menu, Clan League. These are the new menu right here that was added at the bottom. I don't know if I'm covering it right. Yeah, I'm probably covering it, but that's the new menu that was added to the game, Clan League. If you click on it, you see your clan progression. Remember, all this is just cosmetic, is just for flex. It doesn't add any bonus stats or any bonus. I don't think so. It doesn't add anything to your clan. It just shows your clan off in a good light in terms of when others are viewing your clan in their menus and all that. So you can read more about it and how your clan can progress and get this bronze, silver, and eventually gold stars above their banners. So it's all for flex. And also the new, what is it called now? What is it called? Clan insignia. So that's also another new thing that you see. Your clan now has a banner. Did my clan already create a banner for us, or did she made it? Because I know when I checked it, this was not what was showing. We've already created a banner, and you can create a banner as a clan leader. As you can see at the bottom right there, it's telling me clan saving clan insignia changes is unavailable for clan role. So I'm not a clan leader or a deputy or anything. So any changes I make to this right here will not apply to the entire clan. I can't even save it right now. I just changed it to yellow. So you can go over there and create something for your clan and maybe add some crown, add the boot, whatever. I saw the video released by J Gigs. It was a funny one, but we're not going to talk much about that because PG-13. But anyways, yeah, that's the clan league and clan banner, all cosmetic, all new, not quality of life, just something I guess to, you know, show off your clan achievements and be more competitive and try to see who hits it the first or something. It's all for flex, like most things that endgame players do in raid, all for flex. So that's the two. The next one is a new feature I saw that is going to be helpful, or a quality of life that will be helpful, especially to newer players who see a lot of buffs and debuffs, who always find it hard to understand how it works. If you open a champion and you're reading their skills, let's say it's A1, it says it places provoke. You're like, what is provoke? Right there. There is now an more info icon where you can click. Without leaving this page, it can tell you all about all the buffs and debuffs right here. So you can scroll and find what provoke does and read provoke about it. So both buffs and debuffs. Usually when people ask me how there's a full list of this, I say you have to go where, go here, go info, go here, and finally hit that button that takes you to their Playroom forum or something to see all this information. But now this is a more accurate, up-to-date buffs list of buffs and debuffs, even the ones that are placed by buffs and bosses like Poison Cloud. This is not placed by normal players, it's by bosses. Also some debuffs that you can only apply to some buffs like decapitated. Yes, this is also for Hydra debuffs that we normally see it on. So you can come in here and read just by opening a player skills and clicking what it does it have for buffs. Yes, this is for buffs. It's always going to be there. It's not just for debuffs. So that's something very useful for newer players or for old players who forget what some buffs or debuffs actually do in the game. It's awesome that they added that into the game menu right here for players to see. The next one, I don't want to even talk much about it, but let me just, because it's bringing a lot of discussion in the community, so let me weigh in on it a little bit. It has to do with this Kadav Infinity comp, right, that is being nerfed soon. Well, I had the Brogni, I had the Krisk and all that was needed to build a Kadav team back then, when Kadav team was just being built for clan boss. After you build your man eater or bat eater teams and they are doing one kill unkillable for clan boss, the next thing people were using was Kadav teams that could also do even better clan boss damage right there. So that was something that was happening a while ago, even before the Hydra clash started. I don't think any of my clan members are actually using that Kadav team right here. We're all okay with the clan boss single one key damage team, but some people were building those Kadav teams for clan boss, and it's totally fine. So when Hydra clash came out, it now became something that people were also using for that. So personally, I never saw as opportunity to build it for clan boss demon lord. So when Hydra came out, it was more manual, so I was like, this is not something I'm also know. Even if I have Yumeko one copy and all that, I don't think it was something that I wanted to do. But so when these changes are happening, I saw it as it's none of my business. But as a content creator, if you weigh in on something and you have no idea about it, I just felt bad and pity for the players who have spent that amount of time to be tuned to build those teams or to level up those champions to make those teams work. So always when a lot of players have spent their time and resources or even money to make a team work, and then changes are made to that team that makes it no longer work because it was broken. Yes, it was broken. I think there will be a resources that is returned, or a compensation is the right word. Whenever something has happened, let's say a new player, a new legendary is released, we are using it and then it is nerfed because there was a bug, compensation should follow for those players who have built it, for those players who have spent gems to put masteries on that champion. And if it's no longer going to be useful for that content, usually some compensation is the right thing to do, so players don't just get mad and lash out and just complain. So that's Kadav was broken, at least for this Hydra. It was fine when it was just doing maximum amount of damage and setting world records for Demon Lord. It wasn't an issue, I guess, because it wasn't competitive. Demon Lord wasn't competitive. You are just fighting against your clans. But now that it's in competition, people are saying it was not supposed to be nerfed, but it is. And then what about competitive? What about the Hydra? I mean, the PvP arena where Mariska and her partner is doing crazy things, and a competitive zone. I guess that one was also something that people need to press on before it is changed. This one happened because a lot of people said and requested that these changes be made. The other duo in the PvP has not been done because people are saying it's okay, while some people are saying it's not okay. So maybe if there's enough feedback about that one in the arena, maybe it will be changed. Or if it's gonna make a lot of people pissed off, that's why they don't want to change that one. But this one seems like the only people that are pissed off is those who are benefiting from that Hydra clash points for now. So that's all I have to say about it. It doesn't affect me personally. That's why I stayed away from the topic. It's not something I wanted to build. It's not something I will always encourage anybody to build. I'm not looking for flex damage comps, except I'm still looking for progression on my account. So I didn't have time to go spend my time and resources on a flex damage comp. That's for people who have nothing else to do in the game than to look for better ways to optimize, fine-tune that builds, and fine-tune that 15-second to dragon runs and all that. I never was one of those players who fine-tuned his build. As long as I beat that boss, meet the minimum requirement of 1 key in it, I'm out onto the next thing. And right now the next thing for me was trying to get to Fire Knight hard. So that's what I'm focused on. Teams to do this. I'm not going to spend my gear on teams for Hydra clash 1 key 10 billion damage. So sorry if you're one of those players. Hopefully they do compensate to those players or everybody who is affected by this Kadav build. I don't even have Kadav at 50 on my account. Whenever I see him in my account food, I use him as food, like a normal 3-star you would, but he's not normal at all. He was broken and now something is being done to limit the amount of damage that he can put out, especially in the Hydra. I don't know if that limitation will affect the Demon Lord, people that are using him for those infinity comms, but let's see when it's in the game. So sorry about those who is affected by it. I just have to say something about it. And now for the last piece of content that I see is going to be a improvement to how we normally crunch food, like a champion training is going on. If you go over there to upgrade rank, you select a champion, you see this Diabolis that you select, there's this pop-up that always comes up. Every time there's this pop-up, you now have the option to never allow Diabolis show these pop-ups again. So always show this pop-up warning. If I uncheck it and sacrifice, even if I'm not going to do it right now, it means whenever I select Diabolis, she will never pop up. So if I go again to another champion, I want to upgrade Diabolis, she doesn't pop up with that warning anymore. They didn't apply it to everybody. You have to manually apply it to every of these rare that you don't want to pop up. Like this one will pop up. It's only Diabolis that I've turned off. Even if you don't want to do it like that, you can go directly to those 2-star epics. 2-star rares. What am I saying? 2-star uncommon champions, right? These ones, where are they? They always show those pop-ups. Whenever you want to use them as food, these ones, you can turn it off right here. So now it is off. You can turn it on. Whenever you want to use this champion as food, it will pop up. But now I don't want it to ever pop up for this 2-star champion. So I'll turn it off for all of them. That's one. This is another one. Turn it off. So whenever I use a 2-star champion as food for these ones, I don't want it to show me. Especially the fact that even my new to pro, I no longer use them, except you're saving them for a particular fusion, for one of those early game arbiter fusions, then you want to save a copy of them. But for now, I'm gonna set it to never pop up for all of them. So if let's say I want to upgrade a 2-star food right now, and I select any of them, right, that I just turned off, whereas this is one of them, she will pop up because I didn't turn her off. So I'll turn her off right now. But for one of them that I turned off already, here, where it is, this guy, he didn't pop up. So that's the new feature. So that's just a little quality of life improvement to help us crunch food faster. We are still saying there is more that should be done to help us upgrade food faster, but this is, I guess, is a little improvement to stop those pop-up from interrupting your champion selections where you're trying to crunch a food to upgrade rank. All right, I think that's all the craziness that is happening in raid right now. You guys let me know in the comments how you feel about this Lady Mikage old school permanent fusion. So it's not something you can fuse again and again. Like I said, it's just one time. Once you do it, you see my rising fusion is out of here, it's gone. So once you fuse it once, it's gone. How long do you think it will take us? Maybe a year to eventually get all these champions from 2x events to finally get her. No matter how long it takes, there is no legendary skill tomes available to even book her, so there's no rush. We'll eventually get her done and begin to enjoy. Maybe we'll get another mythical champion even before we get this champion. Who knows? Depends on how many rares or epics you have to fuse and so on. So that's all the information I had to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys found this one useful, insightful, entertaining, educative, and I hope newer players learned a lot from all these changes, all put into one video, especially for the fact that I've been missing out on it and I wanted to know all these things that are happening. There's more that I didn't cover in this video, but for now I think this is the most pressing issues in raid. So good luck to all of you pulling your shots on Friday for those 2x 10x for those crazy legendary champions. I don't think I'll be doing anything. The fusion just ended for Bamboos, right? Yes, I just fused Bamboos. It's just one more days to go for those who have not done it already. This one is still about to go. I have already 45 prime prism crystals, and I'm still gonna get some from Dragon. And I do one prism shard pool in my next video to see if I can get maybe my most wanted champion Gnot. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share your feedback about all these changes that I talked about in this video. If it's good, it's bad, what can be changed about it to make it even better. Later, guys.